All right, here we are. Showtime. Hey, I have a special guest today. This right here, this man is a comedian. He's on Twitter. His handles Damien something, maybe 209 or Damien what something. What is it?
Yeah, underscore 209.
Yeah, and he's going by Lucifer right here, which is cool with me. Now, just so you know, I didn't plan this, and he knows this. We talked before this. I have Mr. 209 on my shirt today. This is Nate, right? Boom. There he is. So, Lucifer, tell us a little bit about your comedies. You're my first guest on this show, so congratulations. You're my virgin.
Yeah. Well, I did my first open mic in 2019, and then I took a hiatus. I moved to California, and I've just been kind of getting back into it in recent months. So,
Where'd you move back from?
I lived in Milwaukee.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'm out in the 209 now. So,
I gotta ask you about this Milwaukee for a second, if we could. So, I don't remember Wisconsin being so crazy, but right now I'm seeing some shit out of Wisconsin, and I'm like, holy shit! Like, is it as crazy? Was it crazy a while ago, or is it because I'm just hearing like a lot of things? Like the girl who killed her boyfriend and like cut him up was in Wisconsin, Kenosha, I guess, or somewhere. Like, is it crazy there, or like explain?
I mean, I guess you could say that. It doesn't seem chaotic, but I mean, we had Dahmer in the 90s. You know?
Oh shit, Dahmer's from there too.
Ed
Holy
Gein,
shit,
Ed
bro.
Gein in like the 20s.
So maybe this chick is knew of Dahmer because she's having sex with her boyfriend on meth. She kills him, and then she cuts him up, and she gets paranoid a little bit from the drugs or gets lazy, leaves his head in a bucket at his house, and his mom finds his head in the basement. Like, dude, that's crazy.
Yeah, I don't even know if I heard about that, but you know, I mean, shit happens everywhere. But
All right. Well, if you guys want to check out, I know Damien posted a couple of his bits up there. The one I really like the one prior that you sent me, the short one. What was it about? Oh, about the Uber one and
oh yeah, the black
and
guy.
she had the black eye and then you're like,
yeah, I actually did that yesterday.
I like that one. You're like, I hope you can suck one day or something like that. I
Yeah,
forgot how it was funny though, that one.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, and when you saw it, that was the first time I did it. It was really sloppy, but
I thought it was funny.
I tried to clean it up, you know, the delivery a little bit.
Yeah, it was a little slow. I'm like, where's he going with this shit? And then I got, oh, there we go. We got there. You know, it took a second, but it was funny. You know, you're trying to do a little, like, I know that Booger Beard, he does comedy. He kind of does Mitch Hedberg style shit. You're a little bit longer than Mitch Hedberg with your stuff, but you're kind of like short jokes too, right?
Yeah, most of my shit's kind of short. I don't know. It's kind of like a lot of it's shorter, but I only, you know, I've done about 30 bits. So,
yeah.
But yeah, Booger Beard, he doesn't do like actual I don't think he gets on stage.
No, he doesn't, but he's definitely like very, like, I know Mitch is probably like one of his, I saw Mitch right before he died. The week before he died, I saw Mitch in New Jersey. But he definitely has a Mitch Hedberg feel to him. Like, he doesn't do comedy on stage, but he does like those videos, those like,
yeah, I used to watch them back in the day. I don't know if he still does them, but
he's kind of too big time now, man. Like, Booger is so big, you know. He's like I don't know. We got Jay Henry in the house. Oh, Jay, yeah, Jay, you know Lucifer here. So we're gonna get to yeah, Damien. Yeah, there we go. Damien's the devil. So he's commenting. We're gonna get into the show, Damien. So we're gonna. I don't know if you know how this works, if you've seen it, but I have this. I pull tweets all week, and as I pull them, if I think they're funny or cool or stupid or whatever, I just snip them and then I talk about them. So we'll go through them. You know, feel free to comment. I'll let you, you know, take over if you want to get a comment out there, and we'll go through. There's about 15 of them, and then that's it. So first one we got here is Chris Mouton, The Walking Dead. So we can even discuss the fight. Mouton is the favorite. He obviously fought Tigger Shane. You remember that fight, right?
Yeah, of course. I was in Vegas for that fight.
You were at the fight?
No, I was just watching them in Vegas. So I was at a watch party, but
yeah, I mean he took a bad beating. I wish the ref I forgot who it was. Would have let it finish.
Herb Dean's dumbass.
Oh, was it Herb? Oh, it's always Herb, right?
Yeah, he's a fucking clown.
Yeah, I mean, because like he wasn't getting any more damage. I don't think it wasn't like Tony Ferguson at the end of Gaethje, where like,
oh yeah, that was a good stoppage.
Yeah, you could tell like there's only a minute left, but like you could tell like Tony was slumping and like, he was gonna get hurt. And Sugar Shane is not really putting kill shots together like Gaethje does, right? So, you know, we got Mutan this weekend. He's a favorite. I think he's fighting a guy who's 37 years old and maybe lost 4 of his last 5. So, you rolling with Mutan this weekend or what?
I mean, without watching any film, I don't know. I mean, it's funny though because you know the Chris Mutano he got a lot of hype and all that though, but really he took an ass beating. You know, at the end of the day, he got beat up every second of a round, and he got very popular off that. Like that that's very rare and random.
It's kind of like that's how Big Sugar is, kind of like Conor. Like we're like, yo, he beat the shit out of Chris for 3 rounds, but we let Chris for it, right? Like, yay. And the dude landed, I think Sugar landed like 85% of his shots, like ridiculous high. Like you didn't block anything, bro. You blocked nothing.
Yeah, I mean, props to him and for everyone for getting in there and all that. But it's like, you know, it's funny because you know he got, you know, he has a little hype behind him and all that, and now he took it in short notice versus a tough opponent, first UFC fight. You know, props for all that. But it's like, you know, like there's guys in the same situations every week that are knocking dudes out with, you know, like there's shit happening every week. You know how MMA is, it's on to the next. So
right,
this dude's more popular than all these other guys. And he got his ass beat, you know.
Yeah, and that's what Jay Henry just said. Gained a lot of rep for being O'Malley's punching bag, a bag that no one used again. Right? Yeah. So I mean, I'm still picking Mutan this weekend. I think that Mutanyo, whatever I say his name, I think they're putting him in against a tomato can,
favorable matchup,
like an older version of him. So I'm gonna go with him. I think they want to cultivate him now, right? Like they don't, like because they could have thrown him into another killer and have him get murked again, right? But I think what they want to do is they want him to win now, right? So anyway, that tweet's from my boy Drew Jitsu. That's another Jersey boy there. If you don't know, it's Drew Jitsu, my dude. So let's get the next one here. All right, next one we got. Oh, you might like this, man. So this is Sean Strickland, right? The fighter. So he's going about 35 days for Germany to take control of Poland. The only reason why there's a Poland is World War II. Poland isn't Ukraine. Their children will be living in the rubble of Ukraine. I don't even know what he's on about here. But he's replying to Jan Blachowicz, the Polish, you know, the 205 ex-champ. Dude, why is Sean Strickland talking shit to Jan, bro? What is he doing?
You know, Sean Strickland's good at Sean Strickland. You know, I'm not surprised. Just like your shirt, you know?
Yeah, but it's like, like, I can see him talking shit to a normal dude. Like Jan will fuck his ass up, bro. I mean, this is what it is. You know, like, oh, here's just my 2 cents. He's fashionably late. He jet packed in. All right,
up, buddy.
Got him.
I don't know. I don't mind Strickland. I don't take too much from it, you know. It's.
I mean, he's a little nuts, but I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I like him. I like him. Man.
I don't mind
I'm a little nuts too.
I just thought it was funny. It was Jan. I'm like, who's he talking to? I'm like, oh, he's talking to Jan. You know. All right, next up we got this guy was on the show yesterday, actually. He's from Sweden. And a lot of people like Dan Hooker. I like Dan Hooker too. He says, I need the same Dan Hooker that fought Poirier to show up when he returns to featherweight. So Hooker's going down in weight. To featherweight, so 145, right? That's a pretty big weight cut for him. He's not the smallest guy, you know.
Yeah, I think he's fighting. What is it, Arnold Allen?
I think so. I'm not even sure. The one guy I go on the show with, my prediction show, loves Hooker. I like Hooker too. Do you think he's washed, or do you think he's going to be able to bounce back? What do you think?
No, he's not washed. It's just like the coin flip game. You know, like he has like that fighting style where, you know, he might win 3 in a row, and then, you know, he could lose 3 in a row, but he's the same fighter. But
right.
People look into it just differently. But he has that coin flip style of fighting, kind of, compared to like like a more grappling base. You know, he's more of a, you know, like Michael Chandler. Like Michael Chandler is the same Michael Chandler, whether he's 3-0 or 0-3 in his fights. It doesn't.
Who was that? Was that Islam that took him down and just submitted him real quick though? Like it was kind of like manhandled.
Yeah, he big brothered him for sure with the behind the back Kimura.
Yeah, but that's what it was. Yeah, it was almost like a police officer. Like, I'm taking you down, break your arm, right?
Yeah, like a school security.
Exactly. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. Like, I think if he can make the weight cool, that'll be a tough weight cut for him. Because as you get older, it's harder to get down in weight like that. And he's not that skinny of a guy. Like, I mean, look at that picture. He looks pretty muscular on the one right side there.
Yeah, he did a practice cut.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, at the PI.
Oh, that's a good idea.
So he should be fine.
See, we got here. He's going to do what Barbosa's doing. He will win a few and then hit a roadblock. Thanks, Jay. That's exactly what Damian said.
Yeah.
There you go.
But he's lost. He's lost. Actually, no, he's only on a 1-fight losing streak though. But he's lost like 3 out of 4, 4 out of 5.
Right.
So.
Yeah, but against high level competition, I feel like I feel like they had.
Oh yeah. No, but I'm just saying though, like when you get in that red zone with the UFC, you know you only can lose so much before you get cut.
Well, Chandler knocked him out too, right? That was kind of disappointing, that one.
Yeah.
All right, next up. Oh, it's my boy Beetle. So this is from Spliffy Puffington. That last one was from Vicente. Okay. He says what most of MMA Twitter looks like in a fight. Let me tell you. So I had to write back. I said, don't disrespect Beetle. Beetle will beat half of MMA Twitter up. Right there, Beetle. Beetle could throw down.
Yeah, I wouldn't fuck with him.
Look at him. He's ready to go.
Yeah, I mean, props to, most Twitter, they're not even gonna have gloves. You know what I mean? This dude has the whole fit. You know what I mean? Like, you know, he knows what he's doing. He's watching videos. You know,
and he's got the cup and everything, right? He's ready. Beat is ready.
Yeah, I mean, if you ever get up and shadow box, like get up and punch the air for 30 seconds. You know what I mean? Like and see what it's about. You know, so
yeah. So my 2 cents goes back to Hooker. Officially is an action fighter now. Yeah, Dan is an action fighter, but you're right about that. And Damien even said he needs a win because you know, he could get cut at some point. But yeah. So Beetle over there though. The thing about Beetle too is he's real. A lot of these cats on MMA Twitter with their fake avatars and shit, they would never even step to Beetle. Like Beetle would probably call them out, and they would ghost them. They wouldn't even show up. You know, like these little troll kids.
Yeah. I had this idea where I was trying to do a call out of Chad Johnson.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. Because you know I went on Morning Combat. I went on that show.
Did you?
Like they did a live event and I went on, like they did a Q&A and I went on there and chatted with them for a bit and then like they did an interview with me.
Really?
And I was like it's on their YouTube, but I was thinking about like if they did another live show, like in my head, I was like, oh, I should take advantage of this opportunity maybe. And like, if I went on like their live show again, like they had a live show in person, right? With a live audience in Vegas last year. And then I was thinking, you know, like because, you know, they have like a platform, obviously. I was like, oh, if I go on there again, I should be like, Chad Ochocinco, you fucking suck. You know what I mean? Like, you won't step in the ring, you know, like do a call out and you never know, man. Right? Or Ryan Clark, you know, like, because he's starting to talk about boxing. Like, hey, I've never boxed. You've never boxed. Fuck you. You know what I mean? And all it takes is, you know, him to say, you know what, I'll fight this dude. And then I'm promoted.
Yeah, like for Chad, I don't know, man. Chad would be a tough, you know, I don't know if you want that one, maybe.
Yeah, so I'm trying to get in. I might get into the game, you know.
Yeah, I know I've seen Chad paying tips for, like, waitresses when they get stiff. That's what Chad's been doing. Oh, next one. This one's a happy story right here, Lucifer. And this is my man, Mystic Morris. So, if you know, I think he's from Ireland or Scotland or one of them. And my man, this is a real topic, depression. Like, my man will sometimes be depressed or down, and he's got some stuff going on, and I see some down tweets from him. I'll try to lift him up a little bit, even though, you know, he's a stranger like most people on here. But, you know, he's in Disney World right now with his daughter right there. And, you know, I told him, I said, look, man, like, anytime I see you have a depressed tweet or, like, suicidal type tweet, I'm going to post this picture back to you. Like, yo, there's a lot to live for when you got a little kid like that on your arm. You know what I mean? Like, that little kid needs you, you know? So, and look how happy he looks right there, my man.
Yeah, well, good for him. So he visited the States then, right?
Right now, he's in Disney right now.
So yeah, he's Disney World. So that's
Disney
Florida?
World in Florida. Yeah.
That's dope, man. Yeah, shout out to him. Yeah, I went to Disney World once. Yeah, I deal with depression too, so
yeah.
I was glad to see him having a good time with his daughter.
Exactly, man. And again, and he liked that response that I sent him. It was a little harsh, like, yo, next time I see you down, I'm gonna have this picture queued up ready, because look at that little girl all happy with her dad, man. That's like, he's got to stay up, not for anything for her, but he looks happy there. And Disney is very. I've been to Disney too much. My wife and daughter love it. And I don't like it. I don't like to do the same shit over and over. I like to go to the Badlands or somewhere different. I'm going on an Alaskan cruise this summer. I want to do different things. You know what I mean? I don't like to do the same stuff. My mind can record things. I don't need to go on this ride again. I've already been on this ride, and it's like very stressful for me at Disney. But he's coming from overseas. Like, this is like a once in a lifetime probably thing for them, right? So, and a once in a lifetime has that girl is little, so good for him. So I made sure I got that tweet and I could shout him out.
If he really wanted to cure his depression, had fun with his daughter, he should have came to Stockton.
hang on.
I would have got them some pizza, told him some jokes.
There you go. Told him your comedies.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you, 2 cents. I'm a good man. Yeah. You know what, man? I've seen more struggle a little bit, and now I see this. I see him doing really well. So I want to make sure he stays up. So stay up, Mystic Morris. Enjoy your trip and enjoy that little girl, man. That looks like fun. Let's hit the next one. Oh, there's our boy.
Jay Henry.
There's our boy, Jay Henry. So Jay Henry says this weekend's UFC 50 card is one of the best fight cards in a while, and it's free. Every fight on the main card is very intriguing with lots of potential bangers on the prelims. I agree, Jay. I just did my picks today, and I agree. He's looking forward to it. Yeah. So the guy who knocked out Izzy's on the prelims. Whatever his name is. Yeah, and he's fighting an exciting guy in Bruno Silva. So that's going to be fun. My man, Alex Caceres, he's had a real redemption of his career. Alex Caceres, he took some bad beatings early on, and I really like him. Roundtree's on it. Yeah, this card for free is stacked.
Yeah, I was looking at the last few cards. The next upcoming cards are amazing.
Yeah. So
the one after this is good too. The one after this.
Yeah. And then what's April 9th? There's something going now. Who's April 9th? Oh, Aljamain. Aljo. I think I have a tweet on here from Aljo. I think it's on here. Aljo's losing his mind, man. I don't know what's going on with that guy, but
April 9th, is that the that's the Volkanovski, right? It's
and Aljo.
Gaethje is in May then, right? Gaethje Oliveira?
I think so.
Okay. Yeah, I keep getting them mixed up. So April is
Aljo,
Jan Aljo, and then Volkanovski, Zombie,
right? Because Holloway dropped out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, this is a good card. Thanks for that tweet, Jay. Next. All right, so this one I've been wanting to go over. Stephen A. Smith talking about he didn't like the approach of Jorge, how Jorge wasn't ready to wrestle, bro. That's like me practicing not practicing enough basketball, and I go get beat by LeBron James because LeBron James is better at basketball than me. Like Jorge's 37. There's no wrestling he can practice more than he already did to get better at it than Kobe Covington. Like this is not a MMA thing. This is a sports thing. You know what I mean? Like what does Stephen A. Smith think that he could have done differently? Like he trained with the Penn State wrestler. You know what I mean? Bo Nickel. Like what is he? He's that's a D1 wrestler versus a guy who didn't wrestle college wrestling. Like we knew what we were getting this weekend, that last weekend, right? We understood. But go ahead.
Yeah. I don't think it's the worst take ever. I mean, like he got outclassed, and gassed. He got outclassed on the feet. For a lot of the fight, he took 14 unanswered shots. So he looked, he didn't look very well prepared. But I get the comparison. You know what I mean? He's never gonna catch up to Kobe, but
Right.
You know, he looked very, you know, unprepared.
What I was
disappointed. I don't look better versus Khabib.
What I was disappointed about was, you mean Usman?
No, Conor looked better versus Khabib.
Oh, yeah. What I was disappointed about was the shots that Colby was landing with his head down. Like, Jorge is supposed to be able to outbox Colby, and I thought he lost on the feet as well, other than the shot he landed that dropped him. But, you know, that's where I was more disappointed. I knew he was going to get drowned in the wrestling, and it was kind of like when Nate hurt Edwards and somebody else hurt somebody else. Like Jorge's got it. That's his opportunity. That's his chance right there, and he didn't really take it. But when Colby's landing shots on his feet, Colby throws with his head down, and I think Jorge's pretty much done, especially at like a higher level, because I feel like if Colby's landing those shots, if somebody landed those shots that have power, Jorge was going to go to sleep. Like, he's lucky that Colby just doesn't have like that kind of raw power. Because if that was Usman, he's sleeping again for sure. And Usman has just developed hands, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, all that. He's the CEO of EPO.
Yeah, CEO of EPO. Let's see here. We got some more comments here before we move on. Here we got. Oh, they're talking about who's more famous. Oh, Jay Henry's talking about my boy. Beats make a run short. We got you're famous, Jay, not as famous as you. Oh, they're fighting who's more famous. 100% agree, Jay. These guys are talking about who's more famous. Let's see here. Oh, they are who we thought they were. A little Dennis Green. You can't go wrong with Dennis Green. Oh, that's a good one right there. 2 cents. Gamebred versus Platinum Mike Perry in the BKFC. I'm all right with that. Right?
Yeah.
We could do that.
Not gonna do that. Maybe.
Go ahead.
No, I think I don't really want to see Nick Diaz fight again, but some people are saying Nick Diaz versus Jorge.
Oh, I can't watch Nick Diaz again. That was hard to watch, man. Like the whole thing, even like his shadow, I don't know, the whole thing. Cage My IQ is in the house too. Oh, here's another comedies. You like comedies, right? We got Dylan Denise here, right? So he's improving every day. Can't wait to show everyone everything I've been working on. So Denise got choked out at the local bar here in Jersey by the bouncer. Not even a cop. A bouncer choked him out, put him in a rear naked choke. He's supposed to be this, like, Joe Rogan claiming this guy will rip people's arms off, limb from limb. You know, he's like who's the guy in UFC Hall that Hall, nobody wants to fight Hall because
Ryan,
right? The guy looks like an accountant or whatever.
Yeah.
So Ryan. This is Denise, who has only fought 2 times, Damien. 2 times. And I looked him up before. It said he was an actor. So supposedly he's going to fight again. I hope they make him fight somebody for real. But Bellator is notorious for giving the guys they like cans. You know what I mean? Tomato cans.
Yeah, well, he's only 2-0, so
exactly.
But yeah, I like Dylan Dennis.
What?
Yeah, I think. I mean, obviously, he says dumb shit and some of it's cringe, so, but, you know, he makes me smirk every now and then. You know what I mean? So, you know, and he's been consistent with it, too. You know what I mean? And he keeps taking these beatings and just keeps coming back and just saying dumb shit. It's like I kind of appreciate it a little bit.
He's from my state, so it's kind of embarrassing. He's from Parsippany. And I think his record, I know Mickey Gall also wrestled at Watchung Hills High School in New Jersey. I think they were like under 500 high school wrestlers, these guys. Like, and that's why, I don't know. I think Denise got a lot of hype because of his jiu-jitsu. And, I just want to see him fight. Like, I'm tired of, like, his tweets. Like.
Well, he got injured, and then, like, he, had, like, something went wrong with the surgery. Like, he explained it in an interview. And he said from the bouncer situation, he said that, like, he was on crutches. He had just had a surgery, like, a couple of days before. Right, so he obviously there's 2 sides to every story and then the truth, but like he was saying how, he didn't have his ID. It was like his friend's bachelor's party. They stopped at this place real quick. He didn't have an ID, and then some shit happened. And he said the security guard was behind him. Like he said something happened, and the security guard yelled, "Police, police!" and so he like, you know what I'm saying, like didn't do any like resisting sort of thing. You know which might, you know, and what sounds like, if that is a lie, that's a pretty fucking clever lie. You know what I mean? Because he's not really engaging. You know.
Oh yeah. So I think he was just wasted. I don't think his story probably is any credibility because he looked like he was fucking hammered to me. Now, so real quick, we have Mystic Morris in the chat. My man is in Florida right now. Look at this lovely woman too, man. You got a lot to live for, Morris, over here. Look at lovely lady. You can see the lady, Damien?
Yeah.
Lovely lady. And a lovely little daughter. And he's in the happiest place on earth. Mystic Morris. Things are up.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah, right? All right, let's go and see what's next. You like Dylan Dennis. All right, this one is funny, man. I like it. Ready for this one?
Yeah.
So this dude, Jay, mission failed again, right? So he goes on Tinder, right? And there's a reason there's two tweets here, right? He goes on Tinder. I saw this one yesterday. I had to pull it, right? And this chick looks pretty cute. She's like, well, you did practically palm me off yesterday. So he goes, how so? I ain't ready for a commitment. Then he says this, World War III might happen soon. I need to enjoy my life first. Feel me? And then she goes, okay, bye. So then he writes like he failed again. He can't like land a woman. So I'm thinking he's some like scrub dude. Look at this dude's in the mirror over here. This jacked ass dude. This is him. Like how is like, you know, he's got to try to fail, right? Like look at him. He's got a 195 pound ripped dude.
This dude fucks a lot.
Right? Like so then somebody wrote at the bottom like, yo, what are you doing to fail, bro? Look at you, bro. Like you're fucking like built like a fucking like a horse, you know what I mean? So he's funny because he writes back, always getting L's, bro. He's taking L's. Like this is funny because I pulled the one tweet before I saw him. Then I saw him. I'm like, I gotta pull the other tweet too and put it up. You know?
Yeah, I got some shit screenshotted. I got a handful of shit that I've. Yeah,
I know. So yeah, if you have any funny ones, you got to send them over. But this one was good, I was like, man, I can't believe this guy is taking L's. I think he might have deleted his Tinder even. All right, next up we got War Giz. He said, no matter what you want to win, you got to respect Michael Chandler. He fights the baddest men they throw in front of him. Yeah, and somebody else wrote like ever since he came to the UFC, he's coming in guns blazing. Like he hasn't fought anybody that's not good, right?
I mean, it's whatever. It's a basic ass tweet.
It's basic.
He's obviously he's in the top rankings of the 155 division, so it's all killers. They're not gonna have him fight some contender series guy. They're paying him big money, so he's doing what he's supposed to do. But yeah, he is a badass. You know what I'm saying? I have a lot of respect for like when Cerrone was fighting very consistently.
Yeah,
and he was always stepping in. Like that's the shit that I really fucking want to give a shout out to. He's fighting Tony Ferguson next. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a lot of people want that fight. Like not a lot of people want to fight Islam. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think Chandler would not fight Islam though either. I think Chandler will fight whoever. I don't think.
Yeah, but if he had to pick, his ass is picking Tony.
Well, it's good to get a knockout win. I mean, Tony's chin could be really bad at this point. But, the thing is, though, he came over to the UFC, though. Unlike Pitbull, who I think would do well, and a couple of other guys in the Bellator. Because you want to rank the top 7 or so in the world, they're all supposed to be UFC guys. If he stays in Bellator, you have to really argue to get him in those top 7 spot of the world, right?
Yeah. You talking about Pitbull?
No, I'm talking about Chandler. Like he wouldn't be ranked like that if he didn't come over.
Yeah. Well, a lot of
Pitbull's knocked him out too.
You know what I'm saying? Like that takes a back seat. Even when you're a prize fighter, though. Like if the money's right. So I think it just finally worked out where he was at free agency and the UFC was willing to invest in him and Bellator was willing to kind of let him go.
I wonder if Bellator would have paid him more than he gets. Was this for the glory? I don't know. Next one, we got Alex Bunin. He's a big time writer guy on the UFC. If Tony can survive Michael Chandler's first round barrage, he will 1,000% win the fight. And Tony has never been stopped in the first round. So Tony Dubbin coming now. You just talked about that. That Chandler wants that fight, but my question is this: like, people treat these guys like they're franchises, and if Tony's truly damaged from that Gaethje, when he was catching those imaginary flies, that was like, I could see somebody who had a good chin going away. And when you're over 35, like me, like your chin doesn't come back when you get your chin rearranged. So if he can survive the first barrage, can he survive the first barrage, Lucifer?
I mean, he can. I mean, Gaethje did. So did Charles. So is it a 3-round fight or a 5-round fight? I think it's 3, right?
I don't know yet. I don't know yet about that.
I mean, that's a big difference because Tony's one of those guys where, you might, today, 2022, Tony, you could probably squeak out, a round or two, for a 3-round fight, but a 5-round fight, Tony's gonna Tony, so yeah, that'd be really interesting. That'd be
if it's 5 rounds, it's trouble. See, I look at Chandler as a guy whose power doesn't fully go away, but it fades, like it's a curve, like it goes
like Conor.
Not as bad as Conor,
yeah,
but similar to Conor, where Chandler doesn't gas where he can't fight, like Conor gasses almost where he can't fight anymore. Where Chandler will fight, but his power is not the same as it was in that first round.
Yeah.
So we got Mystic Morris down there in Disney saying he sees Tony losing a decision. That's good. I got my man, just my 2 cents, David Morris. No complaints here, my dude. Just stoned listening to my wise guy. Yes. And then we got Morris back. Lucky you, man. I can't have one until he's home. Right? Yeah. Because you can't carry. I know weed is like almost legal everywhere. Almost. It's like semi-legal. Legal-ish. Just my 2 cents. I like Iron Mike by early TKO. Could all happen. What everybody just said, what we all discussed, could happen, right? So, all right, here's a guy who's very big time. He doesn't follow me, so I don't follow him, but I'll put him on the show if he has a tweet I'd like to talk about. Because I only follow people who follow me, Damien, okay? This guy's got 25,000 followers. Big time guy. Shouts to Khabib for rolling out the red carpet for a good guy, Junior Dos Santos, before Triller snatching him up again and match him up with Deontay Wilder to bare knuckle box in a fucking triangle again. So that being said, they got Pulev who beat the shit out of Frank Mir, right? That could have happened to Junior Dos Santos too. So the nice thing is that Eagle FC picked up Junior Dos Santos. So let's keep him in MMA, right? We don't want to really throw Junior Dos Santos to like these boxers in boxing, right?
Yeah, I mean, he probably shouldn't be fighting, to be honest. But it's like one of those things where, what's the worst of the two evils? You know what I mean?
Right.
Because he was getting dinged around bad. You remember his last fight versus was it Gone? Right? Like he was getting finished a lot. Kind of like Bigfoot, like not as bad, but he kind of had that Bigfoot thing going where
Bigfoot Silva.
I don't see like a dude like that. I know he's probably getting decent checks though, but it's like he can make a living. He could open up a gym or
exactly. And know what's funny, Damien? I say that I used to say it on Twitter, like I want Cerrone to stop or Edgar to stop. And I get like these guys that come at me like, you don't tell them what to do. And I'm like, I'm not telling them what to do. But like, I know when somebody's washed, right? Like I love Edgar. I'm from Jersey, right? I love Edgar. But like, he owns a gym right in North Brunswick, Jersey. Like, he doesn't need to do this. Stop doing it, Frankie, right? Like, because like this is not basketball where you hurt your knee or something, right? Like, if you go out there and you're not able to do this anymore, you get your head smashed in, right? And it's funny, people get mad, like Cerrone too. I'm like, that's enough for him. Like, we're good on Cerrone, and they're throwing him back out there versus another old guy. But I've been in trouble for saying that online. Like, hey, these aren't NASCARs. They're like men, and once you hit a certain point, you can't do this anymore.
Yeah,
and it's dangerous. So, So I guess we'll see. Let's see what else we got. So just my 2 cents says he thinks it's. He said 5 rounds favor Kukui. Yeah, on the cards for sure. Is it 5 rounds though? Jay Henry, I just asked him to follow me and he did. You should demand it. Put the fucking hammer down and say, yeah, you know what I've said to him before though. I don't like to beg guys for follows, but I'm not a bitch where like not a bitch in the sense of I'm a bitch that I'm like, He's not a celebrity to me. He's a big name on Twitter, but like he doesn't follow me. I'm not gonna follow him, you know. So if he follows me, I'll follow him back, you know. But I'm not gonna beg him for a follow. Next, if Junior gets matched against Wilder, restructured your mortgage on the bet on Deontay. Yeah, I know. I mean, look at the line. The line would be minus 1,200 though, right? I mean, I only asked once, yes or no. Yeah, I wasn't calling you a bitch for asking, Jay. By the way, I just not gonna like. I'm not gonna let it be in my mind. I just like to bitch about it on the show. Next, how about this? I don't know how old you are, Lucifer, but Roy Jones. This is from Boxing and Barbecue. Roy Jones hit him with the shimmy. This is against James Toney, and then knocks Toney down when Toney tries to be like Roy. Did you remember? Were you alive when Roy Jones was like in his prime?
I've never really watched any boxing.
Dude, so Roy Jones was so fast. Like, he actually lived in the Matrix. Like, you could not hit him, and he could hit you, and it wasn't even like his hands were fast. His mind was fast, and every part of him was fast. He looked like Neo. And, like, James Toney, if you watch that clip, is a really good boxer. He actually, I think, won a couple MMA fights. And he makes James Toney look like he's, like, in a different universe. Like Roy Jones is something else, man. You should watch. You should go back and watch some.
Yeah, I'll have to check it out.
All right, let's see what's next. All right, so this is from Dan the Gangbang Hooker. This is just like a funny one. He says Bellator watching Eagle FC pick up all the misfits. Like, I think so. Like, you know, like Bellator is supposed to pick up the misfits, I guess. But
yeah,
you know, they're gonna pick them up. I thought when I read it, I'm gonna read shit wrong, Damien. I thought he meant misfit fans. Like instead of me watching Bellator, I'm gonna watch Eagle. So I was thinking, but I'll watch it all, you know. So
yeah, I don't really watch much MMA that's not UFC. So when I say I'm a huge MMA fan, depending on who I talk to, I'll say I'm a big MMA fan. But you know, I predominantly just watch the UFC. You know what I mean? You know, I catch a fight every now and then.
Yeah, I watch Bellator, and I'm going to be calling Eagle FC with Rush Hour, so you know, I don't mind. I'll watch whatever as long as I'm like awake and around to do it. Like some days the UFC's on a great time usually for me to watch. So we got a couple more comments here. The 300 is one of my favorite movies. Roy Jones Jr. was phenomenal. Speed, reflexes, and timing, phenomenal. Just my 2 cents. Roy Jones in his prime was truly something out of a movie. Exactly, like The Matrix. Like it was different, Damien. Like it was different. Master of the rear hand strike and jab. Yeah, it's nasty.
Like he was better than Floyd. Like his.
Yeah, like in his prime, defensively he wasn't. But he never got hit until he lost some of his like reflexes, and that's when he started getting hit. When he was like in his prime, he was way more athletic than Floyd. Like he was like almost like a NFL player that could box. Like he was like everything was fast. Everything. And like I guess like defensive IQ is all Floyd, right? Hand speed. I think Roy probably better at every element, but maybe mine. Like Roy got away with some bad technique because he was just so matrixy. You know what I mean? Where Floyd's technique is almost flawless, right? So Roy Jones, one of the few who ever went to God mode in boxing ring. Yeah, nasty. Bellator is smart. They are developing younger talent now. Yeah, Bellator, hey, you know, Scott Coker. Jersey, I'm really thinking of getting back into the boxing talk. That was my bag. Hey, let's do it, man. I'm almost though casual for boxing now because like I don't know all the stuff anymore. Like because I'm so into the MMA that I could do what I could do though. Sense. I mean, I'll listen to you. And then we got one more before we get to the next slide. Unfortunately, he didn't have the high caliber opponents that Floyd had. James Toney was nasty, Morris. But I believe he would have boxed the ears off Floyd if they were the same size. Yeah, and look, Floyd wasn't looking to go up in weight or catch weight because Roy was 165 for a while. And Floyd was 150. Like De La Hoya, Pacquiao, they used to go up and down 20 pounds. Like Pacquiao came up from like 109. So, I mean, I don't think Floyd was interested in trying to mess with Roy in his prime, just so you know. Oh, this is the last one here, Damien. You made it to the end, man. You're my first And we're at 40 minutes. See, when there's two of us, it lasts a lot longer. Jesus Christ. So this is my man Gary Goodrich trying to do a show with Gare. Gare, let's do a show. So he always has positive stuff. I don't know if you've ever seen his stuff, Damien, but he used to killer in MMA when he looks like a killer. He's very motivational. So if you ever feel down or you need like motivation, Gary's always got something. He'll actually DM you back too. He's like very interactive. He said, don't get mad, don't get even, do better, much better. Become so engulfed in your own success and happiness that you forget it ever happened. So that's just one I picked from him, but you know, he's a good guy.
Yeah, that's cute.
It's cute. It's cute. You like that, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's nice to read stuff like that every now and then because, you know, I'm always, fuck this, fuck that, hurry the fuck up. You know what I mean? Like, I'm, you know, just in my own little toxic world. You know?
Yes, you're very cynical over here. See, your name is Lucifer.
Yeah, so it's nice to.
So we got another. Well, probably, this might be our last comment before we go. Floyd made the adjustment. We have another one. Floyd made the adjustment later on, and Roy's defense relied heavily on reflexes. Exactly. So when that faded, that's exactly what I said, right? Where once his reflexes faded, he was hittable, and once he was hittable, he was beatable. But before that, up until he was probably 33, 34 years old, almost unhittable and almost unbeatable. Like his only loss, he hit a guy when he was on his knee, and it was a DQ because the guy didn't continue. And then he came back and fucked that dude up. Then we got 2 cents here. Gary's 1,000% the coolest fighter on MMA Twitter. 100% sense. Like that dude will tweet you back. I'm trying to do a show with him on here, Lucifer. All his tweets where I read them and then he kind of reflects on them. I'm gonna get Gary on. You'll see.
Yeah, I should. I'll send you tweets. I should. You know, if I do this again, dude, I'll get some tweets.
Send me some tweets, man. My DMs are always open. And then Jay Henry says, "Love Gary. If you don't, fuck you."
Yeah, I've seen him. I recognize him.
Have you ever seen?
I don't remember any of his fights.
All right, so look up this, Damien. There's a knockout that Gary does. He's fighting a guy. He's got the gi. The guy is behind him. He's like this, and he starts to elbow him like this.
Oh, yeah.
That's Gary. You remember that knockout?
Yeah, that was dope as fuck.
Yeah, it's one of the most vicious knockouts.
Yeah.
Ever. And it's funny because Gary is like the nicest human like on Twitter. Like there's assholes on Twitter. Like you say you can't go out much because you start to get crazy. And like Gary's so nice, but this dude was a murderer when he fought. He fought Fedor. He lost to Fedor, but like he fought like in pride. Like he was just like, you know, I think his record is like 15-14. Like he's like almost a 500 fighter. But like, I mean, that knockout, that elbow knockout is like one of the most vicious to ever happen. So,
yeah, that was dope, man.
That was dope.
That's legendary.
So anyway, yeah. So next time you want to come on, send me some tweets. I'll put the slides together. And hey, you're the first guy to be on, so congratulations for that. And thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man. Nice chatting with you.
All right, I'll see you later.
All right.